Let's see how long we can survive in the crossfire of all these NPCs.
Who are those sons of bitches? Agents back up.
Eat! Eat, armor! Eat! Eat more! More bullets! More bullets, yes! More bullets! More firepower! Need more firepower! Need more firepower! Need more firepower! What is poppin', squad? It's your boy Jesimein, and today we have my tankiest build so far. So as you guys have seen lately, I've been posting like tank type builds. You guys saw my PvP one. Today we're gonna be focused on my PvE one. It's ridiculous. You guys saw by the clip, you can survive some pretty crazy situations. And with some ultra mid-maxing coming in World Tier 5, I can see the possibility of this build going nuts. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as you guys can see, my armor is ridiculous. 250,000 armor, 978, man. We're going crazy. We're tanking through everything. And the reason I'm obviously getting all this is because I'm rocking two-piece Overlord, and I'm going to have a Gila Guard. That's going to give me my total armor all across the board. And obviously you want to spec into two Hardens. But going into the weapons, now this is your preference. I've been kind of playing around with different rifles, seeing what I like. Being that it is going to be rifle-based because I'm getting most damage. Rifle-wise, I'm going to probably be running probably my 1886 and probably my explosive Merciless, just because they're rifles, and obviously Merciless is really good for doing a big chunk of burst damage. And since you're gonna be running Demolitionist, which I recommend, you're gonna be doing the most explosive damage that you could possibly be doing across the board. So I went with my 1886. I have close and personal and extra on it. I haven't really messed with it. Whatever rifle is you're choosing, you don't even necessarily have to use a rifle. I just pretty much use it just because I get that 10% for my chest, and I feel weird using a different weapon when my primary chest doesn't give damage towards that. So you can pretty much do whatever you want when it comes to that, and pretty much your preference. So going to the build itself, I'm gonna have the Gila Guard brand set with 5% total armor. I only need one. I'm not too really worried about hazard protection because I'm using Demolitionist. I get to ignore an explosion anyways, and if you max it out, you get resistance to fire anyway, so you don't have to really worry about investing too much into hazard protection. Just go for that total armor. On talent, the best mass talent for me is dialed in. While aiming, weapon stability is increased by 25% of your weapon's accuracy, which is really good. It's just like having a yaw set on just on the talent. It makes your weapon feel really, really nice, accuracy wise as well as recoil. So going down to the chest piece, I do have an Overlord chest piece, which gives me my rifle damage, and I'm gonna get my 7.5% total armor from it. Crit damage, headshot damage, and I rolled bonus armor onto it because I wanted to get as much armor as possible, because even though NPCs are going to shred you no matter what, it's better to have as much tankiness as possible if you're going for this kind of role. And being that it is rifle, you get to kind of sit back and play the build itself. You don't have to really worry about getting destroyed if you're playing position. So, and I have a video following that later. Speaking of that, anyways, going down to my holster, pretty much just put on some skill power because skills are getting revamped. I wanted to see if I can at least roll some skill power into this, being that I don't know how low they're gonna go, but I have 1500 just in case. I'll be able to get some mods working, you know. So try to put skill power somewhere into your build where you can. And being that I can't get armor as a main attribute on my holster, this will be the best place for me to get that skill power, and plus you get a pretty nice amount. So and on top of that, I got devastating for weapon damage, just to have a little umph, you know what I'm saying. If you really are accurate, if you're running on PC, precise probably be a better role for this, being if you're using headshots as your main source of damage. On PC, this will probably be the better way to go for you, but on console I would just say go for devastating just to get that weapon damage across the board. Knee pads, Murakami knee pads. Obviously, Murakami gives me some health, some hazard protection, which, I mean, it's not too much because my health is low anyways. I really wanted to rely on the armor, but I have a pretty good roll on them. I have bonus armor on here as well, and I also have patience, and I just have enough to have that cap. So you can see I need 7 or more. I just hit 7, and patience is extremely good in tanky situations, dog. I'm telling you, it makes a world of a difference, especially when you're getting pushed and you have to get in that cover. After being in cover for 3 seconds, armor repairs by 5% for every 1 second. So every second you get that armor up, and being that your armor is chunky, period, that 5% is bigger than most because it's 5% of the 250,000. Whereas if you were squishy, it wouldn't be that much. So per bullet, it is a really, really good talent, especially if you're in a situation where you're getting pushed. And as you can see, like I said, I do have 2-piece Murakami. The other one will be my backpack. I'll get up to that in a moment. My glove is going to have rifle damage and critical hit chance with precise for headshot damage. The only other best in slot I would see instead of running precise will probably be having a self-adjusting, so I have a 20% armor regeneration. So ultimately, I'll probably end up rolling that. And as well, like wherever else you can get that, pretty much that will probably be another option. I'm not sure if you can get it on holsters. Yeah, so going into the backpack, it's a chunky backpack. You can see, and it's the best looking backpack. Let me show you guys real quick. This is the best looking backpack. It's sleek. It has a Chinese symbol on the back, bro. Looking clean, Murakami. Look at that, nice and agile. For the people who play Division 1, you guys know. It's crazy because I'm super armored, but I look sleek. You know what I'm saying? So pretty tight. For the people who get bugged by cosmetics, you'll pretty much love this exact setup. But yeah, going back to the backpack, I also have Harden. Just like on my chest piece, Harden is going to be your best friend. That's 20% armor just from these two. You're going to want to invest into that. Without Harden, there's no way you're hitting these anything above 200. I just don't see it happening unless you just have Ultra God roll. So invest in a Harden. It'll be everything for you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If I go into the mod, you guys can see this is where it changes. Depending on what you have. I actually have a really good mod that gives me a lot of armor. I have one right here that gives me 994 bonus armor plus an additional 5% total armor and 2% protection from elite. So I have a really good mod that boosts me up a little bit. So depending on yours, if you have a better one or worse, it'll change. And on going on my knee pads, I also have I have armor on kill, but I also have 3% extra incoming healing, which is good for me because I like having those heals. I can easily switch off to this if I wanted to scale health. I mean, but I wanted to have somewhat armor on kill because per armor kill is really good for me because if I keep my armor up, 250 as a cap is insane. So in PVE situations, I'm going to go crazy. And I feel like even if I take this into PvP, it's going to be really hard to kill me if I play correctly. If I play distance, I'm not going to lose too many exchanges unless I'm just getting shredded by something monstrous. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys, for the build itself. Skills, I'm going to opt, if I'm going tanky, I'm always going to opt for the two that are going to go towards that. And being that my drone fixes my armor, I want to have the fixer drone and I want to have the chem launcher to be able to drop this because you don't get heals that heal your health itself. So having to heal your armor is going to be ridiculous. So it's pretty much it, you guys. I know a lot of people want to have their, you can add your little seasoning to the build. Feel free, have fun with it. It is definitely a really, really comfortable build to play with, especially if you're a newer player and you want to, kind of play your position and not get destroyed fast all the time. You're not God mode. You're not going to be untouchable, but you definitely will feel a difference compared to most of your builds. So hopefully this helps some of you guys out there who just wanted to use a build to comfortably go and farm with. And even when World Tier 5 comes, if you want to play the tank role, this is it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you somehow get a God roll version of this and you can get, instead of you see where I have rifle damage and crit chance, if I were to eliminate crit chance, I'll be able to unlock safeguard and make this even more insane. But as you can see, I need 5 or less, so I'm kind of farming to see if I can get a better glove that has an overlord glove that only has 1 roll right here. So you can see both of them only have 2. So if you can find one with 1, you pretty much have the ultimate tank build, because when you get a kill, there's no way they're going to kill you with a fixer drone and your chem heals plus your safeguard. You're just not going to die. And even in my clip, you see I didn't even have it. So imagine how much stronger it can be just by having this one talent activated, because we know how strong safeguard is. So if you guys can somehow get it or somehow get a chest that only has 1 roll or something, you're gonna be good to go. So yeah, that's it. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this build below in the comments, and subscribe if you're new. It's been real, your boy is out.